them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast.
Boom! What's going on, everybody? This is Jeremy Turgeon from Brassman Reptiles.
And I'm Rob, and I'm keeping it real.
And Rob is here.
In the house.
What is up?
Good?
I'm not prepared. Give me a moment.
It's been a hot minute since we've recorded in the same room.
It's true.
And I think that last time we did this, we had lots of technical difficulties.
Also, probably true.
But if you're listening to this on the audio, just know that I am picking up a mic soon, and I will have an interface, and so I will have better sound quality than I have previously had in the past.
Hey.
Yeah, if you've stuck with us this long, then you're a trooper. Yeah, you're a champ. And it's just gonna get better from here. That's all. It's like
true.
If you listen to the guys on NPR, they're always like, "Don't listen to the first 100 episodes." That was like we were just getting our groove.
We're there,
and then
yeah, we're pretty much right there too.
We're right there. We're working on it. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's all good.
Oh man, dude, it's so good to have you here, man.
It's fantastic. We've just been chatting and looking at snakes and
it's true,
and talking about projects and all sorts of fun stuff.
And black box cages.
Dude. Those are crisp. They're so nice.
Yeah, they're pretty
nice.
They're pretty nice.
Yeah, because I've seen black box cages at expos at one of the show me shows that I went to, and I was like, oh man, these look nice. And then actually getting to see them set up and in use and see how the animals like them and everything, I dig it. I'm with it. I'm here for it.
I was so happy that all those Amazons were actually out.
Not hiding.
Earlier today, there was like one, like sort of peeking out from the back, like, why am I here?
Bruh.
So yeah, we just came back up from down there, and there's like probably 5 or 6 of them that were just like out perched, and I was like, oh, thank God, okay. But heck yeah, shout out to black box cages.
We love them.
Yeah,
we love to see it.
Absolutely. So as always, guys, if you want to drop us a super chat, we'll highlight your comment and talk about whatever it is that you've decided to super chat us about. It just means I have to awkwardly stretch over to my laptop, but yeah, we'll make it happen.
We always do. So
oh man, so I guess today we're just kind of hanging and just talking about random stuff. We were talking about kind of what's going on for breeding seasons this year, and Rob and I are both on the cusp of getting our first clutches for the year, which I think we're both pretty stoked about.
I'm excited. This is not the first time that I've bred carpet pythons, but I've done that a couple times now. But my ocelot jungle jag female, the one that everyone goes goo goo gaga over, she will be dropping eggs here shortly. It's funny because I have had her since she was a little baby. I actually hatched her out when I was working with Jason up in Maine. And one of my friends had bought her, and then I got her back from them, and I've been just raising her. And I don't know why I look at her and I'm like, oh, she's too small to breed, because I don't know, I'm just used to seeing like bigger carpet pythons and shit. Like I don't know why.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, yes, 1,600 grams. It's technically ready to go.
I don't know what the gram weight is. I just but I was just like, oh man, like she's got to be old enough to breed now. And I'm like thinking about what year she hatched out, and I was like, oh, she hatched out the year that I moved. It was 2016. And I was like, oh my God, she's 6 years old and I've never bred her before. And I was like, oh, that means that she should be good and ready to breed.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And the male jungle that I put to her is just like, he's kind of darker colored. So I'm like, oh man, maybe I'll make some cool looking babies in there.
Oh,
and he was right on it. He went right on it. No, well, no, I'm conflicted with that because the carpets are not really my thing. So I don't have this strong need to hold them back. I held back some babies from the IJs, and so I just really like to watching those grow. And I like the IJ in general. Like even before I got jungles or anything like that, I was just like, man, I really like the way the IJs look. So raising those babies, I was just like, I like them. They're cool. And then the jungles, I don't have a strong pull for the jungles that much. So I'm just like, if I see one that really stands out to me, I'll keep it. But my plan with the jungle clutch is to not sell any of them until they're a year and a half old and just hold all of them back.
That sounds like a holdback to me.
No, because they don't start showing their color until they're like a year or a year and a half old. So it's really hard to sell baby jungle carpet pythons because people look at them and they're like, why is it brown? How come it's not yellow like the bigger ones? I'm like, just wait. It will be like that. You just need to have patience. And people don't have patience. So instead of trying to sell it while it's brown and ugly, I'll just wait until they're yellow. True. And then once they're yellow, I'll be like, hey, look, you wanted a black and yellow snake? There's a black and yellow snake. I spend a little bit more time raising them, but who cares? Like, people will get a snake they like, and I will be able to stare at them and see how they change because I don't know as much about carpets as I do a lot of the other stuff that I work with.
Fair enough.
So she should be the first one to go. Like I said, she's 6 years old. She's never had her clutch. Who knows? It could be all junk. She's sitting like they're gonna be good though.
Hey, yeah.
And then my West Papuan ovulated out of nowhere. She was paired up with the IJ Jag male that I got from you, the one that's got like a crazy stripe all the way down them.
I can't wait to see those babies.
So those babies should be pretty cool. I think that the offspring that are not jaguars, I will probably send to someone who's got king cobras or something, because I don't want crosses to end up in the hobby just mixed in there and people mistake them for pure IJs.
Oh, Will.
Yeah, Will. Hey, if you are looking for a little itty bitty carpet pythons to feed your kings, I'll have you hooked up. And then the jags, I don't know. I don't know what to look for in those, so I'll just be like, oh, that one looks cool. I might hold back one of those just to see how it matures, but I don't really feel like I'm going to hold back much from that. And then the Borneo clutch, I'm not going to talk about the Borneo clutch. I'll just because I literally have no idea what is going to pop out of this Borneo clutch. So
that's true.
There's ultra in there, there's super stripe in there, there's other stuff in there too.
There's a lot of potential.
There's a lot of potential, but I'm not like getting hyped over it until I see what comes out because I don't know. It could be cool, it could be boring, so I don't know. Whatever, we'll find out. And then I got a blood python who I've been pairing up, and we'll see if she goes. She's thick, but I didn't really feel big follicles in her, so whatever. If she goes. If she doesn't, she doesn't. She's 4 years old now, so she's big enough to go. But
yeah,
whatever.
We shall see. So before we continue, this will just primarily be for the YouTube viewers. I want you to read Jen Davis's comment there. I don't want to highlight it, but
hey, she knows. Oh yeah. I'm glad that you caught that because I told Jeremy about that and he almost died.
I did. I think I told Jen about it, and then she looked in her phone and was like, she's
like, Rob can hang. She knows. She knows
apparently, literally.
It's a left.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And so I most of the babies that I wanted to sell from my 2021 Borneos have sold already. I think I've got one or two that I'm like, if you sell, you sell. If you don't, you don't. I got one male that I know I have to sell, but he's been like kind of picky eating the last couple of weeks, so I'm not really pushing on selling him. And then I got a super stripe male that if he doesn't sell, I don't care. He's literally got a full stripe from the back of his head all the way down to the tip of his tail. It's like an unbroken stripe. So I'm like, if he hangs around, oh no, I have to keep a fully striped Borneo. This is so sad. Like, I'll keep him. I don't care. But I kept back, I think 8 or 9 Borneos, and then I think you got one. And
she's smoking.
The babies from that clutch are just amazing.
Insane.
They're so cool. And as they're getting bigger, I'm just like, oh, they haven't. I don't even think any of them have their first shed yet, which is stupid.
It's crazy. But yeah. That there's one of them that you posted recently that's just got the yellow head.
Oh, that's number 11. I'm just gonna call him number 11.
Dude, that thing is freaking.
11's my favorite number, so I was just like, I literally did that because I like the number 11. But I've just been calling him number 11. He's crazy because he's like yellow, reduced amount of black, but the black that's on him is dark black, and then his head is neon orange. He's just like,
it's insane.
It's bonkers. When he's 4 feet long, he's gonna look ridiculous. He's just crazy.
Oh, 100%.
He's super chill too. So I'm just like, we're gonna take him out. Oh, you are just amazing.
Heck yeah. I'm excited for these Borneo clutches that I have coming up, but also horrified at the potential number of holdbacks that we'll have.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I got some racks.
Okay.
I don't.
I was gonna say I don't know if you will have rack space, Rob. Like I said, just a baker's rack on caster.
No, don't you dare. No. Reptile Basics is about an hour from here and from me.
Yes. Yeah.
So I can just drive there and pick up some racks.
True.
I emailed them and I was like, hey, I want to come out and check out your facility, because on their website they're like, if you are local, you can come pick up stuff and tour the facility. And I was like, I want to check out Reptile Basics.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
So I emailed them a couple months ago and I was like, hey, I want to come check out your facility. They're like, oh, like Christmas time's kind of busy for us. I was like, fair. That's fair.
Yeah, for sure.
But
it'd be a cool little field trip.
I am going to take a field trip there. Oh, dude, you know what would be cool to do? Carolina Herp Society trip to Reptile Basics.
Boom, the shameless plugged.
Plugged. I'm not even gonna talk about it, but dude, I just thought about that right now. That would be such an awesome really trip, because they make a lot of useful, they do heat tape, they do heat panels, they make racks and cages now, and they just started doing a lot of that stuff. We'll say that their racks are heavy as sin. They're so fucking heavy, dude. They're so heavy. I mean, they're good, but oh my goodness, they're heavy.
Apparently, they're right around the corner from Limey. So
really,
yeah.
Oh,
yes,
they're about an hour from me. So
which makes sense.
Limey, I will text you when I'm on my way out there, and maybe I can give you a quick fondle or something.
I wasn't sure what you were gonna say.
Take him out for a beer? What?
Well, I knew it wasn't going to be take him out for a beer. That would be what I would say.
Yeah.
But a quick fondle is pretty accurate.
That's how you get Limey to come out from underneath his rock. Okay.
Oh, it's true though. It's so true.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So yeah,
too good.
I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I want to come check out your facility, and so I'm gonna have to reach out to them and email them again and see what's up. I was like, hey, are you hiring? This is before I got my job. I was like, are you guys hiring right now? I'll work for Reptile Basics.
Right.
Like weird TikTok videos about heat panels.
See this giant black thing right here? You put this on top of your cage on the inside, and it heats the thing.
Yeah.
Then there you go. There you go. TikTok. Boom.
Yeah, boom.
Done. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have to show you some very obnoxious New York Italian stuff that I did with John at Sim Container again.
Wait, is it from Daytona or
no?
From more recently.
From more recently.
Oh no.
it's. I think it's the only way that John and I communicate with each other now.
Okay.
He posted a Tokay gecko that was like hanging very oddly on the side of its cage, and I was like, hey, how'd you get that leopard gecko thingy to stick to the wall, guy? They're not supposed to stick to the wall. What, you have that walk through that Gerber baby food, now it's stuck, and now it's not supposed to be there, so you gotta hand feed it because it's stuck.
Yeah, you know how you hand feed Tokay geckos? You put your hand in the cage and you fed the Tokay gecko.
Oh man.
Dude.
Oh gosh.
But,
Limey is telling you to hit him up later.
Yes.
He knows Rich really well.
Sweet. Hell yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And then also I've been starting to see reptile coming out of winter sleep, which is so nice. I've seen Spinny and Knowles, and I'm starting to see skinks, and we've been finding some snakes here and there. So I'm with it.
Heck yeah. Heck
Animal
yeah.
Con, I don't know where that is.
It's gonna be in Florida.
Is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be I think it's the week after Daytona. The weekend after Daytona.
Probably not. I'll probably be working. I'll be in Florida for Daytona. I will be at the Daytona Expo this year. And then I'm trying to make the Tinley Park October. I'm not trying. I'm gonna make Tinley Park in October happen. Yes. I'm gonna be there. I'm not. The March one is just not in the cards for me.
Nope.
But the October one definitely is. And so Daytona, I'm going to not try to swim with sharks this time. And then October Tinley, I'll be doing that. I'm also trying to coordinate a Arizona herping trip for this summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Tell me more.
Yeah. I don't want to give away too much.
Okay, tell me more off
Yeah,
camera.
But there'll be a Arizona herping trip coming up for me in the not so distant future.
Heck yeah, love that.
That Arizona is like, it draws my spirit every time. Like when I was a kid and people were like, you could go anywhere in the world, wherever you go. I was like, Arizona, that's the place I need to be. Arizona. And then Kristen, my partner, she lived in Arizona for like a long time. And she's like, I love Arizona. And I was like, well, retirement is calling Arizona for us. So like that's eventually where we're going to end up, I think.
Heck yeah.
And it's crazy. Did you know that if you get an Arizona license, like your driver's license in Arizona, it does not expire for 40 years?
That's because when you go to Arizona, you're getting ready to retire. There's nothing left.
Nothing left. They're like, we don't want to see
dead.
you here.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
It's
It's
a
crazy.
one-time stop.
Yeah, for real. She
That's
showed me.
insane.
I
though.
thought it was a joke, and she's like, "No, look." And she showed me her license from Arizona, and it literally does not expire for another 35 years. And I was
That's
like,
insane.
"Holy crap!"
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn. The DMV is just like,
We don't ever
get
wanna
out
see
of
you
here.
again.
Just get out of here. We don't want to have to talk to you until it's time to re-register your car. Once we know you know how to drive, that's it though. That's it.
You're good.
One and done.
You're good.
That's interesting. I wonder if there's any other state
Like that.
that has that long of a time.
I don't know. I think North Carolina is like 5 years before you get.
I think it was
renewed.
like 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Bum bum bum. So wait, Jeremy, what eggs are you expecting this year?
Oh, so many eggs. Yeah, so I've got one, potentially two now after having you look at that other girl.
Borneo,
yeah, so 2 Borneo clutches. Those should be the first clutches that hit the ground, really. So I'm super stoked about that because it'll be the first time I've ever bred Borneos. So I'm super stoked about that. And that was a white wall ocelot to a striped VPI Ultra and G stripe pawshead ocelot to a super stripe pawshead ocelot. So very excited for what's in there. Also very nervous for, again, the number of holdbacks that I'm going to have.
Oh yeah.
I already know there will be a few. We don't need to talk about it right now though. Then right after that will be some ball pythons. I've got an Enchi New Gene Het Clown that was bred to I think that girl was bred to the Champagne Enchi Leopard Het Clown. So maybe some super Enchi Champagne Clown stuff.
Yes, I am here for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. That'll be the first ball python. It's a smaller female, probably only going to be like 4 or 5 eggs, but still some good potential there. And then after that will actually be a clutch of jungles. Because I just had one of my normal jungle girls go through her pre-lit shed, and she was just to a really nice normal male, so some good quality normal pure jungles.
Sweet.
So that'd be good. And then more back ball pythons. I've got a lot of Het Clown stuff going on this year. So that'll be cool. Hopefully a lot of hidden Gingoma Clown stuff. I've been everything's pos fader, dude. Everything. You already know, Limey. Everything's at least possible fader. But yeah, so we'll have like some pastel clown stuff, some lemon blast clown stuff, a lot of hidden Gingoma Clown stuff, a lot of Enchi and black pastel clown and Het Clown stuff as well. So it should be a decent year for ball pythons. I think I've had 6 or so ovulations so far, and I would probably get I'd say another 6 to 8 ovulations this year. This year was really interesting with ball pythons. Obviously moved right before the breeding season with still a decent amount of time in between, but I can definitely see the girls that are just not doing anything this year. So, and then I've been pairing up some Brettles pythons. So hopefully we'll have, I think I'm pairing up 2 or 3 girls for the Brettles this year. So,
hell yeah. The world needs more Brettles.
100%. So we'll have some, if they all go, of course, we'll have some genetic stripes and Het genetic stripes. some stonewash stuff, and some pure 100% blood hypos, which I'm super stoked about those. The hypo stuff really just gets me going. And then next year I'm super stoked because I'll have some double het stonewash genetic stripes.
Damn, I remember when you got those.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for that pair. The male is pretty much ready to go. The female needs just that one more year, and she should be good to go. So I'm super stoked about that pairing. And I think that's about it. Everything else needs another year. All the colubrids need one more year, and all that stuff. I'm gonna
next year's gonna be bonkers.
There's gonna be so many snakes.
Next year, my quality of snake, like I make nice snakes. Next year, oh my goodness, it's gonna be ridiculous. And also, I want to point out this is just me tooting my own horn right now. I think, well, I shouldn't say everything because that last blood python hasn't cycled, but everything I bred this year went. And if that blood python goes, then literally everything that I paired up this year went. And then the scrubs I usually don't see action from until April or May or something or whatever. Or the last 2 times that I tried pairing them up, or like the last times I tried breeding them, they didn't do anything all through January, February, March when I paired stuff. It wasn't until April or May when they actually started doing something. So I might try and breed Janet this year. It really depends. The male, he sometimes he seems interested. Most of the time he doesn't seem interested. So I'll wait for that April, May.
I'll have Amazon's too. Hopefully, some Amazon tree boa litters. Woohoo!
Hell yeah!
I'm stoked. We got Carnage is paired up in my buddy Brandon's place with his really crazy nice high red bicolor female who he also has the sister to that female that he's breeding with, and they've thrown calico and red calico stuff in the past, so it's in the lineage. So that only makes me that much happier to know that at least it floats around in the DNA a little bit. And then Hellboy has been paired up with my only yellow girl. I just call her Sunshine because she's yellow. I'm not very creative with names, sorry. But Hellboy and Sunshine,
Hellfire babies.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what they'll all be called. Just the Hellfire.
This is the Hellfire litter.
Yeah. That'll be cool. That female's a little on the smaller side, so I'm not expecting a huge litter, but she's hella thick right now, and she's slamming food like a monster. So she's definitely working in the right direction. And those are the only 2 Amazon pairings I'm doing this year. All the other girls, they didn't really look like they were going in that direction. So I'm like, one more year. A lot of them are younger and smaller, so it's like, one more year into them is not gonna kill them. This way, they're even better for the next season. So.
Yeah. Dude, this is this is the first year in 2 years that I haven't produced the black trait Borneo stuff. So this season is going to be the first time I'm not. But I gave most of my girls this season off. Like I have the spooky girl, the black trait head ultra. She went the last 2 years. I gave her this year off. The marble girl, I had her go the last 2 years. And then I given her this year off. The granite stripe head ultra that's going this year, I gave her last year off. And the IJ, this is her second year, so she'll get next year off. And then the IJ Jag, the IJ Jungle Jag, she Ocelot Jungle Jag.
Yes, like, there we go.
IJ? The Ocelot Jungle Jag, she this is her first time breeding. So
heck yeah,
I'm trying to get a cycle of have some females get time off and then work with some of the stuff that I got going. But next season, black trait female should be ready to go. Mocha male should be ready to go. We're about to. It's about to go down.
We're about to fuck some shit up.
Next season,
Rob's gonna need more holdback racks.
I do because I don't want to let go hardly any of those because that black trait head mocha stuff is gonna be bonkers. It's gonna be so nice. And then the black trait, the double visual, the black trait with the mocha.
Oh, that's gonna be nuts.
That's dark purple.
Hey, all I'm saying is remember, I'm not exactly pushing the mocha granite to go anywhere right away. So
I got the 5 posset females too. So
yes.
I got one of them is being picky, and she just is like not eating as much as the other ones. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop it.
Meh. There's always one.
I know.
There is
It's whatever.
always one. I had a bunch of the baby Brettles that I produced last year that just were like super hella picky feeders that just like, it's the only time I've ever struggled with Brettles getting them on food. I sent them all down to Casey Cannon. I was like, I am very frustrated. You do this. and he's gotten most of them to eat consistently, which is good. So maybe I'll just make those his problem. But anyway, but yeah, that was the only time I've ever had problems with baby Brettles eating. I had like, I think they were like 8 or 9, and they would be like, yeah, we'll eat once.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And we're, still thinner than your pinky finger. So we shouldn't go much longer than a couple weeks without food. But instead, we're going to go at least 6 weeks without food.
Put them right into hibernation.
Dude, I was stressed. I was legit stressed. And I happened to run into Casey down in Georgia. And I was just like, hey, man, listen. I got these Brettles pythons, and I know you got a thing for the red bread. Red bread. So, do you want to help me out here? And he's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So, shout out to you, Casey. Appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I wonder what he used to get him, because like some of those little arboreal things, scenting with egg or scenting with quail or chicken or whatever, can just that little something that they need to get him going.
I think he told me I asked him about it on Facebook, so I'll have to check my messages before you go. I think he tell me we got them started. And I think it was one of those where I was like, oh crap, that's like the one thing I didn't do. And it's like, of course.
I always try and learn whatever people are doing, little tips and tricks to get things to eat, because I know how frustrating it can be. And like, one of the ones that I like swear by, if anyone breeds hognose snakes and you got picky baby hognose snakes, people are like, oh, use salmon, oh, you use blah, blah, blah. Go to the store, get a can of Vienna sausages, the little tiny canned sausage things, dip the head of the pinky in the Vienna sausage juice, and then give it to them. Dude, when I was breeding hognose snakes, my pickiest ones always took that. I don't know what it is. It just makes me think, man, I wonder how close it tastes to eating a raw frog when you're eating Vienna sausage, because these hognose love it. They just go crazy for it. But like literally, I've had like probably half dozen, maybe 10 people reach out to me. They're like, hey, like, do you have any, like, I got picky hognose steaks. I'm like, Vienna sausage, do the Vienna sausage, try it. And like 99% of them have been like, yeah, that's it. That's the thing that got it. And even their pickiest ones, or males that go off feed for winter, and then they're having a tough time coming back on, just sent in with that Vienna sausage, and boom, they're right back on like nothing happened.
It really makes me concerned for the potential amount of frog that could be in a Vienna sausage.
I mean, it's a sausage, yeah,
but still, what did Limey just say? I always kept a pet toad.
Yep. On the pinkies.
Hey, on the pinkies.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, pretty much.
We never said that this was a glamorous job, okay?
Hey, listen. That's exactly right.
Dude, I was talking about what was it? Oh my goodness. I had some picky baby something. I don't even remember what it was. But the first time that I had to like puree a pinky to like syringe into something, I was like, this
pinky pump.
It was something else. Yep. I literally went and bought like specifically like a mini blender, so I didn't have to use like a regular one.
Oh my God. I could not imagine having to be like, hey mom, where's the
bro?
Can I borrow the blender?
My mom knows better than to let me do that.
For what? What do you need it for? Oh, something for the snakes. And then it just comes in as you're dumping pinky into the
Not good.
Not good. Please utilize food utensils.
I should mention frozen pinkies.
Right, of course.
People gonna
freak out.
Yeah.
Rob's blending pinkies.
Yeah, no. Frozen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Whatever, man. I lucked out. Most of my Borneos this year ate like very like no hesitation. I got two holdouts.
Mhm.
Sorry, three. One of them, literally, you put the thing up to its nose and it eats it. It just needs that little encouragement. And then I got one that's like, no, I will not eat. And I'm like, you will eat. Trust me, you will eat. Okay, now you ate. Like if they're not gonna do it, I will do it for you. And I only had one baby this year that like just didn't eat and then stressed itself out to the point of death. And of course, it was the coolest one in the freaking clutch.
Always.
But literally, it would not eat, and then the just force feeding it stressed it out, and it just hurt. And I was like, oh man, I did not want that. But all the other ones I picked out for holdbacks look awesome. My super black one that I was like, yes, this is the one of the things I was trying to hit. The black trait without the influence or minimal influence from the super stripe. That female is like, she took the first frozen thawed hopper like right off the bat, and she has not missed a meal since. And she's like a full 3 inches bigger than the rest of them because she's just like, yes, I will eat everything. Yeah.
I eat.
I literally moved her up into the next size tub already because I was like, you are kind of scary how big you're getting. She was a big baby to start out with, and then she just like did not miss a meal, and she's on it. So she's looking cool. And I posted a picture of her on my Instagram story last night, I think, and she's just super dark and nice orange head. And I was like, this is what that's the goal for me with that project, is to make Borneos that are dark with the orange head, because I just think it looks cool. Luther, I love you.
What's up, dude?
How you doing, man?
Heck yeah.
Super pumped. I miss Luther. Luther was working at Nerd when I first started there, and he used to play with all the monitors with me. He taught me a lot about how to read the monitors that Kevin specifically has there, because I was used to psychopath monitors. And I didn't work with a ton of monitors before I worked in there. I had black tree monitors before I worked there, and I had worked with a couple of other species and like had minimal interactions with some other like water monitors and stuff like that. And then from volunteering at Nerd, I had worked with some of his, but Luther really knew a whole bunch of them and personally knew most of those monitors. So he'd be like, this one's great. This one loves chin scratches. This one will whip you in the face. Don't put your face near it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Okay. It is about that time. I'm going to run these ad breaks.
Yeah.
Really quickly, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Uno momento.
Black Box Cages, located in Buford, Georgia, is your one-stop shop for all of your caging and rack needs. Owners Jen and Clint are at the helm of this fantastic company. With one of the shortest lead times in cage and rack manufacturing, Black Box can satisfy anyone's needs. From baby racks to V70s, arboreal and terrestrial caging to deep-fronted bioactive enclosures. You can find everything you need right here. New enclosure sizes and products are added frequently to their availability, so be sure to check back often. Black Box Cages have tons of customizing options for lighting and heating. Along with that, cages and racks can be stacked with metal stacking dowels, and all cage joints are dadoed for improved durability and stability. Most cage units are flat packed, but are pre-assembled prior to shipping to ensure a solid build every time. The Micro, XC18, XT3, Bio-G, and 3-stack V70 ship assembled, and all other racks are shipped freight and assembled. The XR16 and XR20 model racks allow keepers to mix and match tubs. Fitting both Vision and Freedom Breeder tubs, you can mix the V15, V18, and V35S tubs, or the FB5, FB8, and FB35CV SC tubs. This kind of flexibility allows keepers to raise their animals from hatchling to juvenile or subadult size before needing to upgrade into adult caging. Don't just take our word for it. Go to their website to see countless customer reviews and review videos from keepers all over. To learn more about Black Box Cages, follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Black Box Cages, and of course their website, www.blackboxcages.com. Links to their socials and website will be available in the podcast description. The Show Me Reptiles and Exotic shows are taking the country by storm.
Dedicated to education, quality, and engagement, you can expect a wonderful experience at a Show Me show, be it an expo or an educational event. Founders Mickey and Tamara are working tirelessly to not only create memorable expos and educational events, but also to engage in conservation efforts and industry preservation. They are proud USARK supporters and do a lot to ensure that they spread the word at every show. Find a Show Me Snakes show near you. Shows are hosted in 19 states, from Rhode Island to Florida, Colorado to Texas. There's sure to be one near you. The Show Me show territory is ever growing, so if there isn't one by you just yet, hang tight. To find out more info about the Show Me shows, to book an educational event, or just to learn more in general, make sure you check out their website, showmesnakes.com. All of the links to their socials and, of course, their website will be available in the podcast description. Boom. And we're back. Of course, shout out to both of our wonderful sponsors, Black Box Cages and Show Me Snakes Reptile Shows. We just had Mickey and Tamara on.
I love them.
They're awesome.
They're awesome.
They're fantastic.
They're great.
So if you have a Show Me show near you, make sure you go and
check it out. Support them. They support USARK, so make sure you support USARK.
Absolutely. Speaking of USARK, I'll throw this out there.
Yeah, more shit's going down.
More shit is going down. It doesn't ever stop. So Connecticut just had an alert go out for a traveling animal ban again. Yeah. There's one last year, basically the same. Sounds like the same language.
Probably.
I talked to a couple different keepers down there about it, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty much what we dealt with last year. So anybody that wants to get involved with that and help with that, certainly please do go to usark.org, look at the Connecticut alert, and you can figure out how you can get involved, even if it's just sharing the post, just so more people are aware about it, is huge. I know the New England Herp Society has already been talking about it amongst themselves. It was shared on their pages pretty quickly. And they've got a pretty decent relationship with a lot of Fish and Wildlife Services and stuff like that in New England. So hopefully they've got somebody in Connecticut that they can reach out to directly. Quick North Carolina update, just because we're here in North Carolina.
Yeah, we probably should talk about that. We didn't talk about it last week, so
yeah. Wildlife Resources Commission had their vote on all of the myriad of stuff that they were talking about, and unfortunately passed all of the wildlife management
with no
parts.
Support from the public.
Yeah, with no support.
I would like to point out.
Yeah, there were, so for anybody that doesn't know, there was about 471 people that were on that Zoom call back on January 20th or whatever it was. That's a pretty solid number. I will say there was I'll be generous and say that maybe 50 of those people were probably those squirrel hunters
and raccoons or whatever.
And, yeah. But the vast majority was most likely reptile people, which is awesome. That is absolutely huge.
We appreciate everyone showing up.
I'm sure that made a few eyebrows raise on the committee and with people involved. So that's great. So things got a little hairy right after the vote, because the final draft of the rule was not posted right away. So it was just, they basically put the points up on the screen, vote, no discussion, nothing, just bam, done, passed. And so we're like, well, great, we just lost tegus in North Carolina. In actuality, we only lost the black and white, the Argentine black and white tegu. It also includes the blue tegu because they are classified the same. So not a total win, also not a total loss. And I think it's important to mention the fact that this is probably the best case outside of not having anything banned at all.
Yep.
Because if we did lose all species of tegus here in North Carolina, it would pretty much be guaranteed that within the year, South Carolina would be revisiting their ban on the black and white tegus and be like, well, hey, if this state more north than us just banned everything, we probably want to do the same thing down here, which is obviously not what needs to happen. So again, not a total win, but certainly not a total loss, and perhaps in the grand scheme of things, the best case scenario outside of not having anything banned, period.
Yeah.
We
saw the number breakdown too of public input for people who are supporting the bans or supporting the rule changes and the people who are not. And 75% of the people of the public who voiced their opinion did not support these changes, and the board did it anyway. So they basically were like, yeah, we see that the people don't want this, but we're going to do it anyway. So it just shows that they don't really take into consideration what, they might have changed the Tegu listing, but overall they had decided what they were going to do. They don't really care what the public says about it.
Right.
Which is a bummer.
It definitely is a bummer. So, so we've got that happening. And then now we have our native species importation stuff, and Phil,
that's going to be
Phil
something.
sent me an email with he had gotten a response from somebody involved in that stuff with a kind of a breakdown of what we can sort of expect to see, and it certainly sounds more of an, I'll have to forward it to you.
Yep.
But it certainly just seems like a lot more of an annoyance than really anything else. So, but so again, not worst case, but of course it's not great. We never want to lose any ground when it comes to this kind of stuff. And then the America Competes Act stuff, we're still in the process of just making sure that we're still contacting our senators and representatives. There's been a notable amount of noise made. I've seen quite a few people that have either gotten responses from the senators' offices or have been lucky enough to actually have a sit down with a representative in their state, which is huge. And usually whenever I see anybody saying that they're going to be sitting down with representative or whatever, I always make sure to just reach out to them and say like, hey, tell them we can put them in contact with Phil, at USARC, or we can, facilitate that if it's something that they're interested in. And of course, you can reference USARC's talking point when you go into those meetings as well. If you ever like, I didn't think I was going to get the chance to meet with this person. I don't really know everything I might want to say. USARC is still that solid resource for us. So again, not great, not horrible. We're just kind of teetering right now. So we just want to be paying attention to everything that's going on. So again, make sure that you're following USARC, just write usarc.org.
On
and
Instagram at USARC_official.
Bam. And Facebook, USARC, the United States Association of Reptile Keepers. This Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live stream on my Instagram and talking a little bit more in depth on at least the North Carolina stuff. I'm going to try to get a hold of Phil probably tomorrow, see if there's any other updates that can be discussed as well.
Yeah, I wish I knew someone locally who had like a big Tegu. I would love to do like a TikTok live and just talk about it and talk about the rule changes, because I think the Tegu ban doesn't go into effect until August. So if you are in North Carolina and you think that you might want a Tegu, black and white Tegu or a blue Tegu, you need to buy it before August 1st, because after August 1st, it is now illegal. If you have it before August 1st, you can get one and be grandfathered. You have to apply for a grandfather permit, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
But after August 1st, illegal. You cannot bring them into the state.
Right. Yes. And it's, I can never stress this enough, but it is super, super important to really make sure that you're paying attention, reading everything that is being talked about when it comes to these regulations and stuff, because I can't tell you how many people still misunderstand what is happening with, the Competes Act and, what we are dealing with here in North Carolina. I mean, there were some people that were certainly jumping the gun, not waiting for the final draft of the ruling to be posted, and certainly inciting some emotional responses from people with regards to losing Tegus.
I almost did. I called Jeremy. I was like, dude, I'm going to blow this shit on. Like, I'm going to post something on Facebook and it's going to
Yeah.
it's gonna get some traction. I'm telling you. Like I was like, dude, I need to vent about this, and he's like, just wait, just wait. And I was like, white knuckling it. I was like, dude, I don't think you understand. I am so mad right now.
Yeah,
I don't even keep tegus. I don't even want to keep tegus, but it
it's
just
frustrating.
pissed me off.
Yeah, any loss of ground is certainly not good. But yeah, so again, Sunday on my Instagram, I don't know exactly when, but I'll post it on my story when I'm going to do a live and discuss a little bit more about what's actually going on and how we can, continue to be ahead of everything that's going on and all that stuff. So maybe I can get Phil. Maybe I'll reach out to Phil and see if we can maybe get him on this month to just talk about stuff and see. But we'll figure that out. But I definitely wanted to bring some of that stuff up, seeing as how we haven't really talked too much about it. Things have been kind of quiet overall, just as we want to, everything's got to sink in kind of deal. And as information was kind of slowly finalizing, 24 hours after, we didn't want to jump the gun and stuff, but make no mistake, we're still very much involved in what is going on. So yeah,
it's just the whole process, man. It just takes time. And there are things going on behind the scenes. We that day when that happened, you were on the phone with Phil, and then I called you. Or no, you called me, and
I called you. Yeah.
But there's lots of conversations going on behind the scenes that we can't. We don't want to show your hand 100%. But we are trying to do stuff. We are trying to keep people as informed as possible, making sure that we get the most accurate and up-to-date information as possible. And we really appreciate everyone for sharing posts for USARK and following up with all this stuff and for the federal stuff. It's just going to be a whole thing,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Somebody just asked in the comments. I'm looking here so I don't have to awkwardly reach over to my laptop. If we talk about Tegu ban in North Carolina versus the green iguana ban in Florida, are they coming from the similar place or different? So if you're talking about similar places as far as the entity, no, they're coming from different places. But if we're talking about, like why is North Carolina trying to pass something similar as Florida has passed their ban or making iguanas and tegu species prohibited species, and then North Carolina doing something similar. This is one of those instances where we see the states just following suit.
Yeah.
Florida is the hub, is one of the biggest hubs, if not the biggest hub for the entire reptile industry. So when they do something, other states pay attention. We experienced it up in Maine, where they directly cited paying attention to Florida, and that being one of the justifications for doing what they were trying to do. It was cited as part of the justification for the North Carolina ban proposal. Is the potential invasiveness, and it's like apparently climatology doesn't matter, because we're talking about an invasive population of animals in a portion of the state that rarely ever sees temperatures that get below 50 degrees, which is certainly more along the lines of what tegus the Argentine black and whites at least would experience in the wild. So it's important to realize that we're not necessarily talking about committee members or senators or representatives that have done years and years of research on these species. They don't have time for that,
or even seen a tegu in
person. Exactly. So they're relying on whatever information is coming to them, and in those instances you're the trusted source if you're able to get direct contact with that person, whether you're actually coming from a place of actual scientific understanding or not, unfortunately. So it's one of the reasons why we stress being polite and cordial when you do have these opportunities to speak, because a lot of times these people are coming from a place of just straight ignorance because they just don't know. It's never been brought up to them in any other way other than like, we need to save the environment or whatever, which in their defense is what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be looking out for the natural ecosystem, and defend everything that's native in that state and make sure that nothing happens to that native ecosystem. But when it's something as ridiculous as a ban on tegus, when 3 of these 4 primary species are so equatorial that a brumation period isn't even really anything they experience, and for the Argentine reds, it's so brief that if one was to go down in brumation, it would be awake. It would come back awake when we're still frozen.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't really do anything. So anyway, it's just important to realize that we're not necessarily just fighting laws, but we're fighting ignorance, and to no fault necessarily of the committee member or the elected official. But that's why it's so important that when we get these opportunities to speak, we're not, holding up a pitchfork and a torch, to burn something down. We're coming forward with actual solid and sound information.
Yeah, man. It's a very delicate line that we walk, because we want to make sure that they get accurate information. But they're, talking about stuff that we care very deeply about. And to them, it's just another Tuesday. They don't care all that much, and it's a real shame.
Right.
It's a real shame is what it is. Because, with that swipe of their pen now, all these people who are in love with their tegu, who really, care deeply about it, that's it for them.
Yeah.
Think about people who are getting into the hobby next year, and they're like, oh my goodness, look at these tegus. They're amazing. I would love to go. They're illegal.
Yep.
Like what?
Exactly.
That's such a bummer.
I was just down in Georgia this past week, and somebody came in and they were super excited. They've been doing all this research on snakes, and they wanted to get their first snake, and they'd done all this research on corn snakes.
A corn snake, and they couldn't hunt
corn
Georgia.
And I was like, oh, I feel really bad for you. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you can't get one of those. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yep, because Georgia regulations state that blah, blah, blah. But you can go catch a rattlesnake, though.
Yeah,
because that one makes sense. No, but, luckily, shout out to Cindy and Reigning Reptile down in Beaufort, Georgia. She has such an awesome wide variety of snakes. She's got like Texas rat snakes and Everglades rat snakes that are, it's certainly not a corn snake, but close enough where it's like, hey, all of that time you spent researching is not for nothing. There's just a couple little things you might want to look at that are a little different for the species that we've got, but overall, you've still done most of the research already. And, so luckily that wasn't a total loss for that person, but yeah, sometimes these rules.
Bro, when I was in Maine and I tried to get permits for tarantulas and all the things that I legally had in Massachusetts, I just wanted to bring to Maine, and they were like, "Yeah, fill out some paperwork, send us some money," and yeah, and then they denied all of them. I was like, "A gecko, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna deny me a permit for a gecko?
Yeah,
a Southeast Asian gecko that's going to die if it gets cold out? Come on, don't. This is ridiculous."
Yeah, it is pretty nonsensical. I still think to date Massachusetts is probably the only state that's ever
repealed
something.
Maine,
or at least reduced the amount of permits needed.
Yeah, Maine made more stuff legal in 2014, I think. Well, Maine used to be really wide open, and then they got super restrictive, and then they opened a little bit more in 2014. And they made more things legal there, but still, there's only 4 species of tarantulas that you can own. There's no species of scorpions you can own. You can't have axolotls. You can't have African clawed frogs. Like, what? Come on now.
It's nuts. It really is nuts.
Come on now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Not cool. It's not cool.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, all of that to really just say, please continue to support USARK.
Yep.
usark.org. Find them on Instagram at USARK_official. On Facebook, United States Association of Reptile Keepers. They will always keep us in the loop of what is going on. Your new alerts are popping up, and as updates are happening for various things, they always keep us posted. So please go check that out and read People, take the moment and read. Sharing a post is great, but knowing what you're sharing is even better.
Mhm.
You non-reading people.
Oh man.
Man, it's good to have you here, Rob.
It's fun, man. I miss recording in person.
I know, seriously.
The first many episodes were all recorded just like this.
It's true. It's true, except we weren't on a comfy queen size bed.
I was sitting on the box.
The box. And then you upgraded to the bucket with sound foam cushion.
Bucket with the sound foam. That's where it was at, man. That's where it was at.
Oh man, good times. I was in the broken wooden chair.
Yep. Oh,
or the desk chair, but either way, the broken wooden chair.
That one hurt my
Moving on
feelings.
up.
Yeah. And also the room
east
was
side.
just slightly wider than
Just a little bit.
the two of us.
Yeah. Just the two of us.
Have you done any herping yet?
No.
What are you doing?
No. I'm busy, Rob.
Dude, every day that it's warm out, I'm like, I gotta go outside for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
I go outside. I certainly go outside, but no, I haven't actually gone out and done any herping. I need to.
bro.
I need to, but
I found so many marbled
shut up.
salamanders.
I keep
It's been
seeing
amazing.
it. I'm living vicariously through your
It's
Instagram
so
stories.
freaking cool, man.
So, yeah.
It's so weird to me because they're as common as redback salamanders in New Hampshire. Like New Hampshire, you knock over a log at redback salamanders, you lift up a trash can, redback salamanders,
Yeah.
you fucking anything. You look under anything that's moist and you will find
You
a
find 'em.
redback salamander.
Yeah.
Like they're everywhere. And like down here, you flip over logs. If it's got a little bit of like pininess, like pine needles and stuff around it, you find slimy salamanders. And if you find like uglies and stuff, marbled salamanders, and they're just everywhere. And
That's
there's
so
so
awesome.
many, there's so much variation in the pattern of them. I've just been loving it because marbled salamanders are one of my favorite salamanders. And just being like in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, they're endangered. So
Right.
like you just don't see them. I found 4 of them in my life when I was up there. And now when I go out and go herping, there's one spot I know, dude, I'm no joke. There's one spot that we go to, and Kristen found the first one there. And now when we go back there, we see like between 10 and 20
That's so
marbled
crazy.
salamanders every time we go out. It's amazing.
It's making up for all the years of not finding
For
them.
real. And it doesn't get less exciting. We're always like marble salamander. We
Hell
get all
yeah.
pumped up.
I need to come out to your side of the state
Yeah.
and do some herping and just exploring.
No tiger salamanders yet. I think I gotta go a little further east for me to be able to find them because I'm like in Durham area, which is kind of in the center of the state, and it's like I was looking at distribution maps on like all these different things. And I'm like, oh, cool. Look at the distribution. It like dipped right around
where
where
you're
I'm
at.
at.
Yeah.
That's great. That's cool. Like I can find copperheads. I can find, what's really common around us is DK snakes are super common. The worm snakes are pretty common. The rough earth snakes, I guess, are fairly common. I've seen dead ones. I haven't seen any live ones yet. Ringneck snakes are around. I've heard black rat snakes are pretty common throughout there, which people are probably going to be like, they're not black rat snakes anymore. They're this rat snake,
Eastern rat snake
whatever.
or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's apparently racers, garter snakes, ribbon snakes. I found a garter snake.
Yeah. We do have to go down to the sand hills.
Yes.
That needs to happen.
Yes.
We gotta figure it out. We actually do need to figure that out.
Mhm.
I should
It's coming up here rapidly.
Yeah. I should start a group text so we can all figure that out.
Yeah. April is approaching rapidly.
Yes.
And in May, I think I've heard that's good time of year to go to Sand Hill area. So
Before it gets oppressively hot. I mean, I'm not complaining.
I will be loving it.
Yeah, me too.
Bum.
I'm already loving it. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that winter is practically over.
Oh, it's over.
It's been nice.
It's gorgeous.
This has been one of the easiest winters I've ever dealt with.
Yeah, for real. People are like, do you miss Massachusetts? I'm like, what? The Arctic tundra?
Yeah.
The place where you go
It's
outside.
still 30
and
degrees
the
right now.
air hurts your face. The place that just got blasted with snow right now? No.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
I miss my friends there. I miss nothing else about that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. It hurts. I just think about winter time and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Never.
Luther
Never
said
again.
he got 8 inches of snow on Saturday.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
bro.
we're
You know
good.
what I did on Saturday? I went herping. I found shit.
Damn.
I went out and found salamanders.
Yeah, I'm here for
Although
it.
I haven't seen turtles in a while.
Yeah.
I saw turtles and then it got cold and then no turtles for a while.
Yeah. We get the 5-line skinks or whatever here
Mm.
pretty often. So usually sorry, Luther.
Sorry, Luther.
Yeah, we usually, I think the last one time I was down here just visiting, and I think we saw like half a dozen of the 5-line skinks around
They're
here.
so cool.
just right around the house. So that is cool. I
Hell
do
yeah.
like that. Coming from a place where there are no lizards.
Yeah,
Seeing
being able to
lizards
see 'em out.
everywhere, you're like, oh my god, it's so
Dude,
cool.
It's so crazy. If you on a warm day, like any of the warm days, go to people's gutters, like there's a gutter that goes from
The
the
storm
top to the
drain
bottom.
kind of
Yeah,
deal,
that thing. Look between that and the house, you will see an anomaly. I can almost guarantee it. I've walked in enough houses now where if you like look, especially down low, closer to the ground, like in that first like 2 to 3 feet off the ground,
Yeah.
they're always there. They're just chilling. They're like, "What you doing?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
stop
"What are you
looking at me.
doing?
Stop looking at me.
You're a lizard hanging out right now. This is amazing."
So speaking of anoles, and then we'll wrap up this episode. Did you see Brian Barczyk's video today?
Bro, I didn't watch the video, but I saw the thumbnail and
Ron
that.
St. Pierre's place.
Yeah,
Dude,
those anoles
you gotta watch
sweating
that.
Those for the last couple of years.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch that, because I was like, I saw that he was there, and I was like, I need to watch this episode. And
You guys see
And
those anoles?
yeah, dude, those
The turquoise and yellow,
dude, yeah,
and
was that Anolis equestris portier or whatever. Yeah, holy crap,
yeah, dude,
insane.
Those
And
things
he's
are
got like
bonkers.
7 different species of anoles that he's
Yep.
working with,
Yep.
and like all the different morphs and just
I didn't
holy
care about
crap.
the morphs, man. Just that
just
one.
the equestris species,
dude.
are phenomenal. Yeah,
They can make those on scale, and they're big. They're just
they
like
are big.
beefy freaking
They are big. Like
anoles.
it was like the body of that anole was like in his hand,
It's like a
and I was
bearded
like,
dragon.
it's like
Sorry,
exactly.
Chinese water dragon.
It's not your typical anole. I'll tell you that much. But so I strongly recommend, if you have not, if you like anoles and you have not watched Brian Barczyk's most recent video,
You gotta check it out.
you should check that out, because there's some really cool anoles.
Or
that
check out Ron
does.
St. Pierre's
Yeah, or just go right to the source.
pictures.
Yeah.
He's got some great pictures of those freaking anoles, man.
They showed off one of Ron's adult Spencer's monitors. Oh,
Spencers
so
are cool.
Yeah, he's trying to breed those this year. That'd be pretty
interesting.
pretty sweet.
I'm still reserving my, if I get a monitor, like a bigger monitor, it needs to be a Bell's Lace.
Fair enough.
I love them. Since I was a kid, I've been in love with those things. They're so freaking cool.
That's true.
They're just beautiful.
Heck yeah. All right, Rob. So it's the end of the episode.
Mhm.
So, sir, what in the realm of reptiles has you excited about reptiles?
Right now it's herping, dude. I've got it on my mind. I'm like, literally every warm day, me and Kristen are texting and we're like, hey, do you want to, let's meet up at this trail and we're going to go look for salamanders and we're going to go look for snakes. And I was like, I just can't wait until the first time that she gets to find like a big rat snake or just like a corn snake or something. Cause we found like a ringneck snake, a worm snake, and a red-bellied snake, which are all like little snakes, and they're cool, but nothing big. And so I'm like, I wonder what her reaction is going to be, because like she gets excited about seeing the marbled salamanders and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I get so hyped when I find a big snake. So like, it's like Pokemon but better. Like it's just like it's right there. Just walk up on it. It's just big snake out there.
Yes.
So I'm pumped to be able to do some more herping. And as it's starting to warm up, we have a couple days that have been like 70 in a row, and you can start to see the snakes start to come out, the lizards start to come out, and I'm here for it. I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get work done, because I'm gonna just want to just herp all the time.
Yeah,
dude, I'm excited for that. So that's my that is what got me excited about reptiles right now is herping. And I guess this season's got me kind of excited too. I don't want to downplay it, because I love hatching out snakes, but like as far as like keeping and herping goes, I love both of them almost equally. So I love getting out there and finding stuff, and I love keeping things too. So I'm super excited about the babies this year. It's just not as many Borneos, so I'm like,
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting. It'll
Yeah.
be cool. It'll be cool. I know when the babies are hatching, I'm gonna be like, you were an idiot back then. Look at all these amazing
Look at all these
things.
cool things.
Yeah, and I just but I'm in the. I don't want to get myself too hyped because I still have to wait 2 months for these eggs to hatch.
Fair enough.
You don't want to be super hyped when the eggs get laid. Then you just look at the incubator and you're like,
You haunt it
hatch.
like me.
Hatch. Like it's been there 24 minutes. I know, but they should hatch.
Yeah.
What about you? What's got you pumped for reptiles right now?
Honestly, I'm excited for this season just because I have some animals that are breeding that either I haven't bred before, like the Borneos, or haven't bred in a long time, like the Amazons. I think the last time I bred Amazons, I was like 16 or something like that. Like it's been many years. So that's got me pretty geeked out, and I'm excited for trips.
Vacays?
Like just to like talking about Daytona and Philly and stuff, just like I'm ready to get there, because I still feel like, even though the expos have been coming back, and obviously we were at Daytona last year and stuff like that, it still is not totally felt normal. So now that we're going into year 2 for it, really kind of being back in a full swing, it should be just even better.
So
I'm
wait,
geeked
man.
about that.
Just talking about, now that I'm just working the one job, being able to like schedule off like vacation time. What is that? I don't know what that is. Like, I'm so pumped. And so that's why, like, this year I was like, Daytona, Tinley, Arizona. Those things need to happen. And then if I take another one, whatever, I don't really care.
Right.
But those 3 need to happen. Like, I've been
3.
putting it off too long, and I need to prioritize enjoying life a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. That has been a goal of mine this year, has been to make a little bit more time for myself, be it either like doing something I want to do, like going somewhere I want to go, or just like maybe unplugging a little bit and just enjoying a little bit of life. So I'm here for that. Normalize taking a vacation once in a while.
Yeah, that needs to be on everybody's docket. If you aren't doing it, you need to do it.
Yeah, seriously.
And if you are going to be going to Daytona or Tinley or something like that,
find us.
Yeah, find us. Say hi. I might still have wristbands at that point. I don't know. We'll see. Just come say hi. I want to talk reptile people. So if you want to talk reptiles, let's talk reptiles. Let's do it. All right, so Jeremy, if you want to find out more about what you're doing, where are they going to go?
Everywhere. They're going everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, at Brassman Reptiles, Twitter at Brassman Rep. Morph Market, just posted a bunch of new stuff on Morph Market for anybody that might be looking for cool snakes. You can just look up Brassman Reptiles. TikTok at Brassman Reptiles. I'm trying to think what else I am a slave to. And YouTube. Here, where we're streaming. And Facebook too, but mostly YouTube. I'm pulling it, Donnie. Mostly YouTube. YouTube matters.
Just YouTube.
YouTube's only the one thing that matters, I guess. I am excited because the next video that I'm going to be posting, so I did a whole video on the black box cages.
Hell yeah.
The next video I'm going to be posting has been probably not the most anticipated video from people who've been wanting me to post stuff, but one of those kind of more anticipated videos is Nerd Genes Explained.
Hey.
So we're going to talk about some odium stuff, some bald stuff, probably a little bit of Fader and Lucifer, and just kind of discussing those and what all that stuff means, and how to identify it, because a lot of those people just don't Luther. People just don't Luther. That's it. But yeah, a lot of people have consistently been asking questions about that, and like the odium ball python project has certainly been one that's been shrouded in many mysteries. So I have a fair number of them here. So while I have those examples, I want to be able to utilize them and teach people about it. So so check out YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe, guys.
Oh boy, yeah, Ian.
Yeah. What? So Rob, where can your people also find more about you? Don't go to Facebook, guys. You'll be in limbo for a long time.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You can follow me on Instagram at Rob is Creeping It Real. Follow me on TikTok at Rob is Creeping It Real. I don't hardly ever use Twitter, but my Twitter is Rob is Creeping. Don't add me on Facebook. I do have a YouTube channel, I think. Rob is Creeping It Real. Dude, I'm trying to find a way to like make my YouTube interesting because I don't want to just
Just
be
strap a
pet tuber.
GoPro to your chest and go field herping.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But no, what I want to do spotlight videos on some of the like weird like reptile stuff, like the temperature stuff, because I've been
Oh
carrying
yes, the microclimate stuff.
microclimate stuff and
Yes.
temp gunning, you know,
Those are cool. I
out
like when
where
you
they're
post
at.
those videos.
I like it. I think it's interesting, and I don't see people doing it, so it just
Yeah.
it's something that could be out of the box for people to think about, because you know there's lots of people who do herping channels, there's lots of people who do pet tube channels, and I like to just like think about things a little bit differently, and so
Heck yeah.
just something different. And it might not be interesting to everyone, but I don't really care.
That's
It's
it.
never been about the follower count or any of that shit. I've honestly been thinking about like restarting my Instagram because I'm like,
Dun dun dun.
I'm almost at 10,000 followers, and I'm like, it doesn't like matter to me that much. So I was like, I wonder if I should just start it over and just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
What would you rename your Instagram?
I would just do Rob's Creeping It Real and then just
Oh, I didn't know
swap
if you were
them.
gonna like
No,
totally
rebrand. No, I don't want to rebrand. I like Rob is Creeping It Real.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I really like that.
I'm like all the work.
No, yeah, I know, for real. All the branding work on that, and then just throw it in the trash.
And it's like, I hit 10K and I decided I wanted a fresh start.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world is like,
what? I do like the Creeping It Real brand. I think it's very me, so I'll stick with that. I like
fair
it.
enough. I thought it was gonna be like Rob is feeding it real. But
No. Oh man.
All right. Heck yeah,
So-
guys. This has been fun.
This has been good. And,
Hell yeah.
Like I said earlier, we should have good audio quality coming up here shortly. I'll be picking up a mic and doing things and blah, 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 blah.
Doing
Should be fun.
things with the mic. All right,
Hey.
guys. That wraps this up. We'll see you at the next one.
Yeah. Take care.
Oh, no.